Hey everybody, welcome to Simple Software University SIM 205. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the fixed field type. Fixed fields, kind of what the name suggests, they are fields that we can define ahead of time where the value is predetermined. Either it's something we key in ahead of the job running and the user can't really change that. It's always going to be an index that's associated with the documents, or it can be some information that's kind of environmentally related, the name of the computer, the name of the user that's signed into Windows, some other things like that. And we'll take a look at the different types as we get a little further into this. For starters, let's open up a job here. We're going to take a look at the job that we've seen before. It's reading invoices with barcode values on them. B1, read invoices with barcodes. So we're going to open that one. And we're going to go in here. We're going to add some fixed fields to this. This is looking for a couple of barcodes, and it's also auto numbering. And let's add some more fields to this. Let's say we want to do 7 more fields. We want to display them all. 7. So these are going to be of the type fixed. And we'll call this one date. And if you go over here, we can hit the set button, and that'll show you some of the options we have for fixed fields. And you'll notice the ones that are kind of these environmental variables have this percent and then a tag, and then the percent closes it as well. So we have field number, where we could pull in a value from a previous field. So if I wanted to repeat a value that I had captured earlier, I could just say take the value from field 1, place it here in field 4. We have infile, which is the name of the actual file as it's being brought in. So if you're pulling these in from a folder and it's called Smith Invoice, then it would put Smith Invoice in the index field. User ID is the user on the computer, whoever signed to the computer right now. Batch ID is a timestamp that gets assigned to this batch each time it's run. So that's the current batch ID. I'm not going to go through all of these, but you kind of get a sense for what they are. The config name is the name of the simple index configuration, so in this case it would be the B1 read invoices with barcodes. And then you see we have quite a few here that are different versions of a timestamp. So we have today, we have now, month, year, day, hour, minute, second. So we can use any of those. Let's go ahead and put let's do today. Let's say we want a timestamp on there, and OK. Now there's another way to get at these fixed fields too. Once you choose the type of fixed, you can hit the little drop down here, and the choices change based on what we've chosen as our index type. So we have a lot of the same ones that I showed you, but there are some other ones here too. If we scroll on down, we've got things like page count. We've got let's go down a little further here. We've got quite a few here that have to do with the properties of the file. So if you think about when you right-click on a file in Windows, you can look at the properties of it. There's some fields in there: title, subject, author, keyword. Those are already set, and you can bring that information in and capture it as an index value. Some of these others, comments, image description, artist, are specifically from PDFs. Those things are embedded in PDFs. And then we get into a few more down here, and these are actually EXIF data, EXIF data that's found. Typically, photographers work with EXIF data a lot. It's associated with specifically photographic images, but it can be embedded in other other TIFF files that weren't taken specifically with a camera. But if you look at like equip make and equip model, that's specifically referencing a camera. But you could have designated as a business rule that we're going to use the equip make field as where we're going to store a vendor name. And so, it's always something that's in there. And if you need to pull it in, if you need to bring it in as an index value to simple index, these are the tags where you can do it. Producer create, all those correspond to EXIF information as well. So let's say we want to, here's one I kind of like to use. This one's handy. We're going to use this field number, and then you see it says start and length. So we're going to say that this is category, meaning field 1, last 3. Because if you look at our category up there, it's 3 numbers, 3 letters. Well, let's say that I needed to just capture those 3 letters at the end of it. So I could say right here that I want to go to field 1. That's where it is. I want to go use the index value that was captured in field 1. And then start refers to which character do I want to start at. So I want to start at the 4th character. That's going to be the first letter right here. So I'm going to put a 4 and then comma length. How many characters do I want to go over from that? So I'm going to put a 3. So it means start at the 4th character, which is this first A, and then capture the next 3 characters, A. So whatever those come in as, we're going to fill them in this field as just a separate index value. And we can, let's do a couple more here, fixed. And we'll do, let's do the batch ID. And again, we can just choose it from this drop-down list here. Batch ID right there. And then we'll do, as a last one, we'll do the user. And this is useful if you have multiple workstations and different users, even different shifts. If we're talking about like a scan service bureau type scenario, and we want to know which worker captured this particular run of documents, then we can go in here and choose when user. Right there, %when user %, and that'll store that index value of who the user was at the time that job was run. So let's hit apply here, and OK. Oh, let me show you one other thing while I'm thinking about it. Let's add one more field. You can also just put in your own information. So let's do one more field. We'll make it field 8. Come down here, and we'll make it again fixed. And this is going to be, let's say this is the purpose. And we know that everything we're scanning with this particular job is all related to tax information. So we're going to put tax right here. And so now I've just included a keyword that I want associated with every document that runs through this job. And that's all it takes. So apply. Let's go out here. Now we run the job. And it's going to do as before. It's going to read the barcodes and the counter increments here. So you can see the fields we were talking about are all right here. So the barcodes did their job. Those are fields that change based on what's found on the document. And then using that, we come down here. We have the timestamp that we put in. We have those 3 letters from the end of field 1 that we chose. We have the batch ID, which is a date and a time. Put on there. We have the user, that's me, and then we have that field that we just assigned automatically, which is called tax. And if I go to a different document, you can see the same thing. We captured BCD on this one, and then the other information stays the same as we move on through. So that's how you use fixed fields. They're just they're there to let you assign information that the end user, is not going to change. It's just information that we need to capture, and we want to associate with every page, whether it's environmental information, something that's coming from the system or from the document, or it's just a keyword that you want to associate with each and every page. That's really all there is to it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, as always, give us a call on the support line. Thanks.